I welcome you all for our next topic in software engineering, that is project management. So we will be covering overview of project management. So what does it mean by project management? Software, if we consider, it is a set of programs, routines, or symbolic languages. Now these symbolic languages are not declarative. They are the instructions which are executables. They can be decoded into the binary form that control the functioning of hardware and direct its operation. Now, what is the difference between software and a project? We have studied software development lifecycle, system development lifecycle. So there could be a question, can there be a project development life cycle? And the answer of that is yes. You can have project development life cycle as well as product development life cycle. That is, for SDLC DOs, we can have PDLC DOs, right? Now, so for project is a specific plan or design which represents a scheme. It is a planned undertaking, so plan is a must, a definitely formulated piece of research, or a government supported or funded undertaking, or a task or problem engaged in a group of students. So the work that is being done by you will be called as a project if it has got unique endeavor. This is the characteristic of a project. That is, reinventing wheel is not the job that is should be done with the project. Now the next thing is that every project needs management. That is, act or art of managing, this conditioning and supervisioning of something which is called as business. Now why to do the business is that business should provide you new opportunities, new benefits, and towards the society you should do some committed work so that the society will be beneficial. So in all, from singular benefits to multi-directional benefits you will be receiving. Judicious use of means to accomplish an aim. That is, there has to be a judgment that whether the project is on time, on line, with a appropriate scope, and at the end it has got performance factors. The collective body of those who manage or direct an enterprise are typically known as Board of Project Directors. That is, Board of Project Directors. Now, this may go around with an hierarchy of project managers who will be handling the project team. Next on, it may go on, continue to add up the stories with the project vice presidents, and then the final authority, that is CEO, Chief Executive Officer, and then the uh, CFO, Chief Financial Operator. So CEO, CFO, this variety of lines could be there. Now, let us go around with the definitions that we will be using throughout the nomenclature of project. A task, as we all know, it is atomic unit of work. Based around on the tasks, you can create the task network. But the thing is that it is not been included in work breakdown structure, in short, which is called as WBS. So the lowest level of effort on a project is a task. Now what is activity? An element of work performed during the course of an project. So the activities are chain of actions. The actions are being represented by the tasks. So you can formulate the activity networks now. First of all, you have got the task networks, then you can have activity networks, then activities together, they formulate the phase, that is the milestones driven kind of an approach. Likewise, we have seen in unified process, there were four phases: inception, collaboration, construction, and transition. So a project is a unique goal-oriented, time-bound, constrained undertaking. So after certain time period is over, there is no meaning to do the project. So time is very essential factor. So many of the projects, or rather all the projects, have to have the boundaries chalked down by goals, has got unique purpose, and should have time bound activities. Now, a large collection of related projects is called as program. Now, here the program is not a set of instructions, but it is a large collection of related projects. And a system is an organized element acting as a whole. Right. So there could be a relationship between software and system, but multiple systems together, they may represent the project, and multiple projects together, they can represent the program. Again, try to understand this hierarchy. First, it is software, set of those software units in terms of components, let us say, or packages or modules. They build up the system, multiple systems together, they build the project, and it could be one-to-one relationship also. It might not be the case that many systems are required, okay, for defining the project. You can have one particular system leading to one project also. There is no criteria that is static and that is being set. So multiple projects together, they must be interrelated. They represent the program. So that was the definitions part. Let us continue with the product sense, isn't it? With the definition of the project itself. The first thing that we will remember is that a project is constrained by a triangle. What is that triangle in the development field? The triangle is of scope, cost, and time. That is SCT. When you deliver the product or deliver the project, you should have to bother about the triangle, scope, then cost, and then time. No, this is not true. The scope is replaced by performance. So the triangle in short becomes PCT. So migration from SCT to PCT is required. Scope cost time versus performance cost time. Remember that any two of these are true. Yeah, any two of these are true. One is false. It means that if you want to balance scope and cost, time will go away. If you want to work out with cost and time, scope will go away. Then scope and time, cost will overrun. So therefore, you have to keep it in mind that any two of these three factors are true. Attributes of the project, which is a temporary endeavor, that is, it has got definite starting time and as well as the end time. It has unique purpose. It is temporary. It requires resources, often from various areas, and therefore projects are being having multidisciplinary kind of an arena. Should have primary sponsor. Now, you are doing a project as a development organization, but you need sponsors, which means that external funding is being required, or at least you should have the customer. There should be somebody who is waiting for the success of the project. If nobody has been waiting for your project, probably you are solving a wrong problem that the world doesn't need solution of. And every project involves uncertainty. Now that brings up the question of problem, risk, and uncertainty. Now just to remind you, problem is a condition, situation, or event that is required to be addressed in particular time frame. In particular time frame. Now what is risk? Risk itself is a problem. That is condition, situation, and event. Yeah. whose time has come. It means that now it has been appearing in front of us, right? But you have the database about the same. What is the benefit you have is that you are having the knowledge about the risks. But what about uncertainty? Uncertainty doesn't come with this knowledge base. So therefore, uncertainty is a problem that is required to be tackled, but about which nothing is known. So therefore, people are bothered about uncertainty. For risks, you can have risk management plan, risk management scheduling, and counteracting on the risks so that out of a threat to the system, an opportunity can be discovered. So, what is management? Just see to it. There are 5 stages: planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and consolidating. This is known as POS-DC. This has been known as POS-DC, short form, POS-DC, right? Planning. As you all know that the projects must be plan driven, regardless of agile, regardless of unified process, regardless of waterfall model, you should have a plan. Predetermining the course of action to achieve certain objectives, milestones, or goals. Organizing, that is having the relationship amongst the work units. Staffing, once you organize the work, you have the plan, you know how much staff you will need, selecting and training the people for positions in the organization. All of the people cannot become the part and parcel of the project team. Somebody will be there at higher level, somebody will be there at the lower level. Directing, creating an atmosphere that will assist and motivate. Controlling, establishing, measuring, evaluating, and performance of the activities towards plan. So, just to summarize, planning and organizing, these 2 steps deals with what are the work units, what are the objectives, what are the milestones, that is they determine the strategy. Then working around with the staffing, here comes the project manager, directing and controlling. These two are being done by the project managers as well as the higher authorities. That is assisting and motivating people to achieve certain tasks, and they are ready for the evaluation, that is controlling. Going next from the PMI, that is Project Management Institute, and PMBOK, that is Project Management Body of Knowledge Guide. The application of knowledge, skill, tools and techniques to project activities in order to meet the project requirements. So, project management is a system of management procedures, as I have told you, staffing, okay, and above that, they are all management procedures, practices to be followed, technologies, skills, and experience. Now, once you start following practices and you have been working around with technologies and you are a specialist of that, and if you gain experience on that, then you can work out with any kind of projects. Okay. So on time, on schedule, and with the budget we want the project, right? So now, what has to be known about the project management? What can be the problematic issues for the project management? Now, these the listed kind of and stuff, right? Read from bottom: resource conflict, insufficient human resources, insufficient technical resources, insufficient time, poor planning, poorly understood requirements, unstable requirements, inadequate requirements, inadequate funding and unstable goals. If I tell you to find out three very important issues from these 10 points, three important issues. The first one is poor planning. Poor planning is right at the top. Then second thing is inadequate funding. You don't have the funds. How you will continue? Planning is absent, funding is absent. Yeah, we will talk about the requirements. There is no problem. Okay, technically human resources, conflicting resources. Okay, we can talk about that. But planning and funding, these two things are been absent. Then really there is a problem. What could be the third problem? Now comes the technology problem, and that is unstable goals. The customers or the project sponsors, they keep on their priorities, they keep on changing the goals. It means that the attention will be diverted in multiple directions. So therefore, it will be very difficult to work around on such a project. To remind you, if planning is absent, if funding is absent, if goals are omnidirectional and not having any kind of boundaries as such set, then it is a very bad issue for the project to be managed. So these are really hard obstacles, okay, to cover up. Hard obstacles, I'm telling you. These are not the soft ones, okay. The rest of all can be handled, but these three requires efforts to be put up. That before they can grow, they should be rooted off. Next thing is the first line, second line, and third line. Now, who is the second line project manager typically? Who is responsible for implementing ADIT? Analysis, design, implementation, and testing. So just see to it, planning, monitoring, and directing. Okay, so it means that the second line project manager will work on analysis, design, implementation, and testing. But he will need input. Who will provide input? The first line project manager will give the input. That is uh, clearing out the unstable goals, right? Making them compatible, clarify, negotiate, and communicate the project goals, interns the requirement. Okay, so very critical job is being done by first line project manager. While explaining to you the development cycle, I have divided it into three important phases. One is the first one was regarding the pre-development, which was consisting of domain engineering, information engineering, and third one was requirement engineering, domain information requirement engineering, and then ADIT, and then configuration management, software quality control, and so on and so on. So, before the development can begin, that is ADIT cycle can begin, the first line project managers are active. Now, the last segment, that is the third line project manager, to oversee the set of product lines. It means that to turn off the project into the product, whether the product is balanced, what is the sales policy, what are the supports that has to be provided, what is the cost competitive value. Okay, this value has to be determined, that is selling value, and then how to work around with the competitors. So again a crucial job. So third line project managers will not communicate with the second line. They will communicate with the first line project managers. And first line managers will communicate with second line. Then again the ladder, okay, goes off second line to first line to third line. and third line to first line to second line, and then to second line to first line to third line. Right? This is the way the wheel is continuously revolving. Okay. So that was about the project managers. Just saying that project managers are sufficient. Know their levels. These are all the levels. Okay. Well, what strategy a project manager can accept? There are two things here, two issues. One is the discipline, another one is the direction. One is the discipline, another one is the direction. Now just see to it the alternatives. If you have got uh, two kind of variables, likewise discipline and direction, and flexible and sparse management, right? Sparse means done in some way, okay, and guidance versus detailed direction, right? Just see to it the four options: flexible discipline and sparse direction. That is, I have defined something, you understand it in your own way and do the job. Flexible discipline and detailed direction, that is how it has to be done, that also being said. Strict discipline and sparse direction. That is, very strictly, I want this thing to be done in this particular time and date, okay, before this slot, and sparse direction. Okay, you understand on your own. Yeah, and strict discipline and detailed direction. So, which one you will opt for? We do not like discipline, okay, enforced on us, right? We don't want to work out with the detailed direction. Okay. So, therefore, in your studentship, flexible discipline and sparse direction you will welcome. But in industry, exactly the extremity has been followed. Means strict discipline and a detailed direction what is to be done has been given. So, if we are not having the discipline, it means that we are not going to cope up with the situation. If we are not organized, our system can't be organized. If we are not able to manage ourselves, forget about project management, right? Going next. Software as a key problem, just see to it, software is not natural, it does not have age, rust, decay, break, melt. So, okay, these laws of nature do not apply to the software, okay. So, initially software engineering was being termed as software physics, okay, just to remind you, yeah. So, natural limits are not there for software complexity, but the thing is that are we heading towards the mission impossible while implementing the software? Are we doing the thing okay without the tools support? If we are doing like that without the tools support, it means that we are landing into a critical zone where we will be requiring more time. A methodology, okay, a methodology is a set of guidelines and principles. What it is a set of guidelines or principles that can be tailored and applied to a specific situation. A specific situation. Tailor-made, right, and specific situation. Guidelines and principles, they are existing, but you are deriving what is useful to you. Okay, so methodology could be specific. It could be there with the templates, likewise you are using the templates and checklists, okay, if the 10th assignment you observe, there are checklists, okay. So, to ascertain your work, you may use the checklist, isn't it? But who will provide you? Your project manager has to provide you this checklist. So, methodology is about the process, how we are doing the work. And then asset development can happen. That is collection of methods, procedures and standards together. They could be used okay, to design and deliver a product or service or a solution. So you must identify here tasks, techniques, tools, roles, responsibilities and milestones, which is on heavy duty list, right? So that's why a single project manager for a single project is insufficient. So there are multiple project managers who are there with a single project, right? So notice this fact as well. Okay, so shortcomings of the project methodologies, they are abstract and high level. So only few will understand it. Those who have got hands-on and experience. It ignores industry standards and best practices. Not all the industry practices and standards it ignores, but some of them critically it ignores, right? They use non-standard project conventions and terminologies, don't have any performance metric. So these are being indicated as lacunas which can be overcome, okay? Which could be, okay, if you can bring about quality practices, you can bring about. So reasons for the change: shortened project schedule, the reduced project cost, flexible on project execution, improvised customer support, fast track the projects, okay, which is a difficult aspect, increasing the project quality, improving the client participation, again a difficult to hit, constant changes, unpredictable results. So this unpredictability has to be understood as risk monitoring and mitigation, right? And then this can't be done without the support of customer or client. Okay, so uh, without client communication, these things cannot be improvised. So project methodologies benefits. Okay, flexibility. Just see to it. I will pick up on the important points here. Flexibility, management of complexity, project planning, containment of all project phases, ease of use and knowledge. Right. So assets building is one of the important terms, asset buildings, where you can use this. Then ecosystems, project ecosystems components, you can see project standards and best practices. PMBOK does that. RUP, Rational Unified Process, Java, right? You can use any of the agile, that is Scrum framework utilization, lean software development, pair programming, dynamic system development method, or extreme programming. You can use it. Okay, the way you want to organize your work. So you can have templates utilization. You can have performance metrics. Tools support, right? Here only MS projects has been suggested. You can use an automated tool, right? Likewise, IBM's SODA software, right? And then you can use the uh, methodologies tool set, that is Prince2. Prince2 is a framework, okay? Extreme programming is from Agile, and Spiral, as you all know, is iterative development process model. Laws of project models. Okay, this is very interesting to note. That is, what are these laws? Uh, no major project is ever installed. Read this very carefully, right? This is very interesting, and some of the things we'll be uh, laughing at, but we seriously have faced these situations or challenges, or in industry you will face them. No major project is ever installed on time, within budget, within the same staff that started it. Yours will not be the first then. So expecting that is, nightmare or a miracle, isn't it? That has been happening. God has blessed me, isn't it? So that I can do the project, okay, on the time and the budget. Project progress quickly until they become 90% complete, and they remain at 90% complete forever because of the mentality, because of the psychological cushioning that we have. We are there with the, this syndrome. We all suffer from this syndrome. That is 90% complete, job is done. Next thing is that when the things are going well, something will go wrong. Right. Just like everything was been fine, yeah, something has appeared in front of us, right? And that appearance was a ghostly appearance, right? When the things just can't get any worse, they will. It means that the Murphy's Law here, we should remember what can go wrong will go wrong. But apart from that, when things are going well, something will go wrong. And you should be prepared for that something will go wrong. And if you are imagining that if I can overlook something, overlooking is a very bad practice, okay? Doing shortcuts may relieve you, okay, temporarily. It may give you a psychological cushioning. Yes, I have done the system. Yes, 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 now. This is the world's biggest kind of an effort, right? And you can justify with the help of, software estimation also. So, uh, carelessness in any kind of an stuff is only resulting into the bugs which are harder to find, harder to hit, and harder to get, left out of the project. So 90% complete means 90% complete. If I'm giving you 100%, I should get 100%. 99.99 is not the correct thing. Okay, in the common sense, we say that I'm doing 99.99% of things right, but just that point, not one time, okay, I gets deteriorated. That deterioration is dangerous, right? Next is, who are the stakeholders? Project sponsors and project team, support staff, customers, users, suppliers, and opponents to the projects. Opponents to the system or opponents to the project. What is the value of that? If opponents are not there, something scientific would not be brought up, right? And something challengeable, low cost will not be there. So many competitions are there. That's why the customer is being benefited, right, in some of the odd directions, right? Project characteristics, we have seen rather all of them. If we read this list clearly, one clear objective, finite, limited, budget resource time, lifetime, that is, it has got sequence of phases, interdependencies, uniqueness, team of people, divisible into subtasks called activities, and these activities are based on the network of tasks. Change, that is source of conflict, and a single point of responsibility, that is the project manager. But one single project manager per project is a dangerous situation to assess again. Potential conflicts. Which one is dangerous? Just see to it. Resource conflict can be resolved. That is interdependencies between activities, projects, and operations. That is people, equipment, time, money, facilities. What is difficult to handle is people conflict, resistance to change. I will not change myself, right? I can't change. Okay. You take me to Atlantic Ocean. I will not change myself. You take me to any other country. I will not change. Oh, you have to obey the laws of the country, yes or no? So this resistance, up to a certain extent, is okay, but always if you'll be doing like that, then you will be termed as a bad employee. Go. So the project manager is the conflict handler, and organization doesn't want the disruptions, right, to the operations. And as I said, government regulations has to be observed, and environmental impact, okay, has to be monitored. Negotiation and conflict resolution. You can have a win-lose or win-win situation. Just have a look at the table. Proposed solution is quick, cheap, and sloppy product. Who is the winner? Developer and customer. Who is the loser? User. Because customer has purchased it for user. How long it will survive? Developer also knows, customer also knows. Okay, for time being you are doing this adjustment. Lots of bells and whistles means what? This is an over marketing kind of an strategy, right? Yeah. Too many functionalities, too many services. Yeah, very good product. Yeah. But who is the loser here? It's customer. And driving too hard a bargain. That is, customer and user want to buy the product at the cheapest cost. That cheapest cost is invisible cost. So who will be the loser? Developer. So what will be the happy situation? What will be the happy situation? Win-win. This we have seen about Spiral also. All the three segments should be happy, customer, user and developer. When it can happen? When you are removing the left hand sides, that is proposed solution. In that, you can write on time, on schedule, with scope, with budget. Yeah, so everything else we don't bother. These things, okay, will be eliminated and you will not get a cheap product, right? So this kind of a thing we have seen, okay, in current plan of AC also, and basically it deals with waterfall process model, right? Waterfall process model. So we begin with the conceptualization, feasibility, project definition, design and development, production, and in service and disposal. Only words are being changed around, and you can see that so it's very similar to waterfall. Next is the triple constraint. We have already seen scope, cost, and time, so we will not engage ourselves into this discussion again. Performance, cost, time. Okay, just see to it the target. Okay, and the uh, cost, performance, and time should not cross the limits. Should not cross the limits, right? So project failures are like snowflakes, right? This has been a range of failures. Why it has been happening? That is, people misused, strategic misalignment, unrealistic goals. We have seen that. Insufficient funding. We have seen that. Lack of planning. Three hard obstacles. Too much executive interference, right? It means that executives are not permitting the project managers to self-decide, self-act on the situation. Incorrect skill set. You are not deploying right people on right job. Resources not properly allocated, and you can see on the right hand side, yeah, there is market shift. No cost accounting is there. No team spirit is there. Okay, this is very bad. All are dull and silent. Everybody is depressed. Okay, so a range of depressed people cannot create anything positive, right? It requires time. Okay, poor quality control. But what is this acts of God? Okay, acts of God. This is not preventable, right? Acts of God. Landslides, earthquakes, overraining, isn't it? Bad weather, natural calamities, yeah, diseases which are being spread. Acts of God, right? Acts of humans also can be uh, named here also. Why do project ends? Scooped projects. We will finish it, but we don't know when it will be finished. Funding is cancelled, very dangerous. No funding now, henceforth. Then, how to earn the bread and butter? Forget about the butter, what about the bread? Change in strategic mission. The management is changing the direction, right? For an example, a company is, let us say, selling mobile phones, goes into washing powder business. This is the loss of strategic mission, right? Yeah, just like Samsung washing powder, right? If you have not heard, that is very good. Problem too complex for unit time allocated, okay, period, okay, and then themes of PHB, that is project ad hoc board, yeah, that is I want that this thing will succeed, okay, and because of my experience, it's a monotonous kind of an thing. So issues of termination, planned termination, it's acceptable. Hashed's termination, okay, it's not and better advised kind of an term. The reassignment to other activities, sinkholing. You yourself, okay, I'm not knowing, okay, about uh, where the project has been landing, okay, sinkholing. All of a sudden, you will find that you have lost the direction, lost the mission, and so on. Death by thousands cuts. Okay, this is a very dangerous situation, isn't it? Changes in the goals, inadequate funding, it has forced you, okay, to change the directions, okay, multiple times, but the original mission and goal has been lost in that process. Next is symptoms of troubled projects. Symptoms of troubled projects. Critical issues in meeting milestones and project forecasted to unacceptably late. Just see to it. There is this percentile. Okay. This is an old survey, PM Network May 2006, but there is not much of a difference. Okay, only partial reduction has been there. Uh, the employees aren't relieved of routine responsibilities. They do not receive PM training, project management training. Doesn't have enough resources. The right people aren't on the team, and teams do not have clear. So just read it that how it is important to receive training, 80%, and some kind of an relief, kind of a mode must be there, okay, so that when uh, you are giving this freedom to completely wash the brain once and then come back with a fresh mind, then you will be able to do wonders. Alright. Monotonously doing the acts all together and always keeping somebody busy, just like because you have purchased the employee, you have purchased the employee's life, right? We are not the purchaser, right, of the employee's life, isn't it? Guidance up to certain extent it is acceptable, but you can't keep 24 by 7, okay, 365 days your employee into work. What will be happening? What is the curse of this mechanism? The curse is that your employees one day will need psychological treatment and their mentality will change, and where their place will be, I should not tell you. Now, there are four important creeps. scope creep, that is changes in the scope is been happening. Yeah, it is accommodation due to the principle that the change is constant, it is going to happen. Feature creep, it is related to scope creep. You are arbitrarily adding the features and removing the features, okay, that are required to be delivered. So scope creep, you are talking in total, but feature creep, you are talking in terms of the scope features, right? Next is hope creep, which is very, very dangerous. If you can ask me out of these four creeps, which one is dangerous, it is hope creep. That is the employees reporting is bad. Yeah, employee is not there up to the mark. Neither follows schedule, neither generates any kind of an reports. The hope creep is a result of project team members getting behind the schedule but reporting that we are there on the schedule, please don't bother. Right. Okay, you march on, we are there, okay, on the back side. And when really the war happens, is nobody you will find at your back and this and that. Everybody has been running off. So, retaining such people, okay, is a very bad practice, right? Effort creep. Team members working but not making progress, okay, 95% complete, okay, work will remain 95%, right? Last time I said 90%. Now if I raise it again 95%, okay, there would not be any problem. It will remain over there. So, the effort creep is about the lazy bees, lazy employees, right? So, out of the scope creep and feature creep and hope creep and effort creep, which one is the most dangerous is the hope creep, right? So, people has to creep and knowledge about the same. So, strategic alignment is about our mission, client strength, weaknesses, opportunity, and organization. So, core competency is a skill that can be used in many areas. Core competency. So, it is not single directional. Okay, it is omnidirectional. So, uh, PMI certifications are been there. So, there is no need virtually, okay, to uh, have the training, okay, for 10 years and then become a project manager. You can have certifications from PMI which can give you the range of project manager. Highly salary will be paid in this area. So strategic alignment model, the situate external opportunities and external IT environment will become in picture. Internal processes and internal infrastructures will be there, right? And then functional integrations will be there, right? This way. Uh, huh? No, but PPTs are visible from when? Okay, I will finish up. I am there on the finishing. Let me record this. Let me record this. So, if we continue on, this is an IPO model, input process output, wherein you can see the initiation of the processes, planning processes, executing the processes, closing the processes. Then you can see that the large area is been there with the executing processes. Large area, that is level of activity. Because the rest of all the activities will come down, they will arise as and when the time comes. Right? So executing processes will require more time. Now PMBOK areas, they are 13 in number. They are organized into 4 areas: interpersonal skills, general management skills, application area standards and registrations, understanding the project environment. So there are certain 10 commandments of PM, that is One of them important is the track with the EVA. Yeah. And now this comes to the hierarchy, the portfolio, projects and program. Just see to it that the projects are being directly they can be member of the portfolio or they can be members of programs. As we all know, programs is set of interrelated projects. So there is a table here, portfolios, just to differentiate. I'll read out only the first point. Projects do have narrow scope, specific deliverables. Programs, they have wide scope and that may have to change to meet the organization's expectations. So low end stuffs are being handled by projects. Programs, they will have wide scope because multiple projects they build programs. Portfolios, they have business scope that is been aligned with the strategic organization goals. So scope is the difference, right, in case of these three. Now, just see to it that you have got three types of visions. One is for project, another one is for program, and another one is for strategy. So, for projects, you have got the program's vision, pre-program setup, establish program infrastructure, and look at the ongoing operations. So, in strategic vision, you have got mobilization of the work practices, strategic objectives, and then at the end, strategic portfolio. So, project portfolio management is the business driven term, as we all know, right? And tactical goals are being handled in case of project management. Higher level goals will be handled in case of project portfolio management, and good project management skills, they demonstrate that apart from leadership and professionalism, what is important is to be a team member. And there has to be, okay, somebody says that do not give the weightage to luck. But there is some luck that is involved in project management. And you should always aim high, right? So strategic goals comes first, then at the next level tactical goals comes in, and then at the end operational goals will come in. Now just see to it that effective project managers, they lead by example, are visionary, technically competent, decisive, motivators and so on. Exactly opposite side has been indicated by in the ineffective project managers. So you need people skill, verbal communication, critical thinking, problem solving, yeah, regarding listening also, okay, ethical issues, balance the priorities, and that will build the correct teams. Next is the leader. The leader focuses on long-term goals, whereas a manager deals with the day-to-day details. So, just remaining manager should not be the aim. A leader should be your lifelong kind of an aim, isn't it? That is to handle long-term goals. So you can handle with the projects at the large projects or high uncertainty projects where the risk management is involved. Very novel project where many things are being absent. So here you will have to deliberate yourself into self-confidence, expectation management and listening skills. Next up is the core PM on knowledge management area. That is scope, cost, time by default and quality. Scope, cost, time, SCT and quality. And the another separate out area is project integration management, which is very highly paid kind of an profile in industry, right? So, joining next, core facilitating areas, HR management, communication management, risk management, procure management. So it is about HCRP, human resource, HR, communication management, risk management, and procurement. That is, if you don't have the tool set infrastructure with you, what you are going to do? Okay, are you going to purchase it, or you want to reshuffle the jobs? So these are the independent skills. That is product development techniques, assessing the products, awareness of product standards, defining the products, working with the subcontractors. You can contract the project also, isn't it? Contractor, subcontractor development. So you can sketch methods, tools. You can tailor the methods. Okay, you can have your own methodology, and you can track the quality. Four core areas again to remind you are dealing with scope, cost, time, and quality. Then the project management skill. Previously, we have seen the product management development. Next one, we are looking at the project management. Build WBS structure, that is work breakdown structure. Document the plan, estimate the cost, effort, then schedule, and then track the progress. Alright, so this is a this looks out to be simple, but when you work around, because manager has to work around on day-to-day kind of a basis, these things can't be neglected. So, people management skill that is related with humans, leadership, career planners, recruitment, and team building. Okay, forming, guiding, norming. These are the stages, right? So, that ends up the presentation here only. Okay. Thank you very much for listening.